I'm here with award-winning filmmaker and radio personality, Tim Greene. How are you doing today?
Totally exceptional, fabulous, and blessed every second.
Definitely. You're a graduate of HBCUs. Tell me a little bit about your time, at HBCU colleges.
Yeah, I went, matter of fact, three, Hampton, Virginia, and played tennis there. And I still wanted to be a background in entertainment. So Hampton was great, but it was, it's real small, nice little college. So then I went to Livingston, which was closer to Charlotte,
Right.
which they were doing a lot of filming in Charlotte, and stayed there for a year. And I said, you know something, I got to get where they're really doing auditions. And so I went to Raleigh, Shaw University, got an agent, did commercials, went to was De Laurentiis Studios in Wilmington. So I, fulfilled a lot of my entertainment dreams and recording dreams, and then graduated with a business degree, communications minor at Shaw University.
Man, that's a great educational journey. And you actually grew up in Philadelphia, those schools it would be considered on the East Coast. So you stayed close to home, but what was it like growing up in Philly?
Really, I was on the road from like 10. So I really, grew up, but I was traveling playing tennis. Like
Right.
at 13, I had an itinerary where people were out at the playground. I'm traveling to Michigan, Ohio, playing tennis tournaments. So I was
Definitely.
always really on the road.
What was it like playing tennis at a HBCU?
Oh, great. Just being at an HBCU
Yeah.
is great. I mean, people look out for you. It's like a family. So if you're at an HBCU, and a lot of people are going to HBCUs even more than ever now, because it's just like family.
You created a nonprofit organization. It's called Next Kids Worldwide. Can you talk a little bit about that?
And then it's not a nonprofit. It's I say philanthropic, because
Okay.
we're always giving back to communities all across the planet. And we started that because you hear about a lot of that. They say a lot of the artists now are using kind of lyrics that aren't good for kids. And then they watch some of the say award shows, and people are like, you see online, like millions of people are like, well, I shouldn't have watched that. I shouldn't have done that. So I said, look, we're going to do something for kids 5 to 9, because that's where you got to get them before they get into the a different type of content. And with Next Kids, that's what we do. We've been doing that. I've been doing traveling and touring for probably 15 years of building. And
Wow.
now it's, released. I wanted to make sure that I had the, got the trademark, because, sometimes your ideas can be taken or used by other, individuals. So I said, okay, I'm going to own this. And I own 100% of the trademark of Next Kids.
Wow. What gave you the idea of the importance of owning a trademark? When did you realize that was something, stuff and everything that you wanted to pursue, like owning trademarks?
Well, when a lot of your ideas get taken, because I've been in Los Angeles, I did radio in Los Angeles at
Right.
KKBT, Stevie Wonder's KGLH, and I was still managing talent. And sometimes you can pitch an idea, and the idea can be borrowed. So for me, I don't, do pitch meetings anymore. I just put the projects out, and with the technology out right now, you can go right to your audience.
Yeah, that's very true. Theft seems like a very common occurrence in the entertainment industry. I think of the Matrix. You find out that they had stole that idea from a black author, and I think Tyler Perry recently was accused of stealing someone's work. Do you feel what would you like to see change to protect artists more and their intellectual properties? Is there anything that could be done to improve it for people in radio or TV?
No, you just got to read. It's a business, and if you want to pitch, hey, pitch. I don't pitch, but the technology out now. I mean, we're talking on frequencies right here and recording frequencies. So most people can do their podcast right on their cell phone.
Yeah,
And
most
if you don't
definitely.
know, you just have to look it up. Everything is available on YouTube on how to do things.
Was your goal always to work in radio when you were in college, or was it just like an unexpected career path? How did you get into entertainment?
And well, yeah, my mom laid the book on the table. Single parent home, raised 6 kids. All of them did phenomenal things. It was how to break into TV commercials, and then from there, that was it. Then I got in radio, and I was just hearing the commercial. Hey, you can do this too. I was like, okay, yes, I can, and I did. And then I got to Los Angeles. Just woke up in the morning and said, hey, I'm going to LA. I got talent. I'm going. And within 2 weeks, I got on the number one station, radio station in Los Angeles. And then I got into acting. And started out as an extra, and I said, I got to start really making films. So either you're going to go and audition for year after year, or you can just make your projects. And now you don't have to make an hour and a half movies. Kids are into like 5 minute shorts on YouTube or 4 minute films. They're not going to sit in front of a TV like they used to like 15 years ago.
And you have like, some amazing accomplishments in entertainment. You discovered the rapping granny. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, she was in the hood in South Central. I was making my radio appearances, and she was rapping. I said, "Wow!" And she had the beat, had the crowd going. I'm like, something. We got to get you to some of these executives. And I said, "Look, I'll do the press. I'll get you out there." And we signed on a napkin in Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. I was like, "Look, I got to take you off the market." And within 4 months, she was on co-starring on a kids show produced by Seven Entertainment. Those are the people who do Beetleborgs, and they do the Power Rangers. And she was there for 3 seasons co-starring. And Don't Be a Menace, the South Central. Remember the old ladies breakdancing in the church? I went to the Wayans brothers and said, "Hey, you need an old lady? Here's rapping Granny." And within days, we were in the scene.
Yeah, that's an incredible, like, accomplishment, like, as a manager. Like, what is the rapping granny doing now? Is she still alive or?
No, yeah, she's now she had a phenomenal run: 35 national commercials, 17 feature films, about probably 4 record releases. Uh, it was yeah, hip hop soda pop. I created the first hip hop soda pop, the first hip hop greeting cards. Granio's breakfast cereal had everything, merchandising, everything.
Wow, that's incredible. What, like, made you want to go into the culture of hip hop?
But just growing up, I mean, I had a couple rap songs that's on YouTube, "Facts of Life," and I had a mid-range hit, and then I start producing other singles and put out. I had artists on Tommy Boy, tons of labels, about 17 singles, and being in radio, you hear all these songs, you're like, I can do that. So I would just hear song after song and said, okay. And once I'm in the studio, I'll do the voiceover like I'm on the radio. I said, okay, is this a good beat? Is this flow? And and you put them out and you see what happens.
On radio, you've worked with KJLH, which was like owned by Stevie Wonder. Can you talk about like, what was it like, working at his radio station? Do you have any Stevie Wonder stories?
Well, yeah, he's phenomenal. When you first meet him, it's like, wow, this is Stevie Wonder. And I try not to be starstruck, but with Stevie, everybody loves him all over the world. And I don't think he ever fires anybody at the station. Everybody that's been at that station has been there for over probably 25 years. And usually with radio, you're lucky if you last a ratings book these days. But that was phenomenal. And then at the beat, same thing. We got to meet all the artists. You get to interview all the artists, and you get to just learn the community. Period. You get to meet, of course, all the recording artists, R&B, hip hop, all the genres. And then I did multi genres. In Charlotte, I did a AAA, which was Led Zeppelin, the Beatles. So I'm multifaceted.
Most definitely. What would you say, like, it's been like, your best experience in entertainment, like, something that stands out to you?
My best is yet to come, because really every day is phenomenal. Every day I wake up is phenomenal. Every day I wake up, it's always a deal that's coming. Even as we're speaking, I'm sure I'm getting an email when I check those, because I keep things moving every single day. So I tell people, do at least 3 things today that's going to make your tomorrow even greater. And it's real easy. But if you sit around and do nothing, nothing's going to happen for you.
And that's positive advice. Tim Greene. Uh, what's next for you in your career? I know you got like a lot of deals and stuff coming. Like, is anything you could talk about projects like, upcoming?
Yeah, what's next for me is sleep. But no, it's this is a brand. They call them, journalists call me the Walt Disney of hip hop
Okay.
because my films are like no guns, no cursing, and it's needed, I think, in the world right now because you see online 50 million views. They had this little girl reciting a hip hop song, and she was looked like at a daycare center. And then they had a ballet teacher. She was online, and she got like 50 million views about the kids not wanting to hear ballet music. They wanted to hear some song, which the lyrics were crazy at 5 years old. So for me, when you go to the next kids worldwide, you're going to hear some phenomenal kids. And we have them at 75 countries have logged on to that site and in 7 different languages. So that took about 10 years to build. But I wanted, like I said, I made sure I, had everything, we put it into working. And not, a lot of our kids went on to Tyler Perry studio projects, to Byron Allen, Disney, Nickelodeon. So usually the kids you're going to see them in not just music, you're going to see them in film. And then, you're going to see them merchandising, probably have their own sneakers, clothing, because that's what hip hop does, all types of licensing.
Why do you feel like, there is such an emphasis on popular culture of like, the meaning lyrics and artist music? It seems like, it's a very common occurrence in the popularity and it's almost like pushed on us.
Well, I'd say nothing can be pushed on you unless you let it be pushed on you.
Right.
So for me, my mom didn't let us hear certain things, didn't let us watch certain things. And, some of the kids on my sets are like, well, no, my mom said I can't listen to that. So I think it starts at home and then it transfers out. And then you got to look at the individual. For me, I don't even want to hear anything negative or negative lyrics because it brings your vibration down to me. And if you want to get into that type of music, that's your choice. You're grown, you're an adult. Do what you do. But everything for me, everything has a consequence. If I don't do anything, nothing happens. That's the consequence. So if I make it happen every day, my consequence are my chances of improving and closing deals will happen more than just doing nothing. So I'd say any artist out there that's doing what people don't like, they're grown. I can't say anything about that. I'd
Most
say I'd say
definitely.
live your life.
Definitely. Tim Greene, thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate you.
No, thank you. And I love the songs you have out too. Hey, I saw the songs. Okay.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you for checking them out.
All right.
Okay. Have a great day.